Right, so it is a good time to be a PlayStation player. The All Access reveals trailers was yesterday, and there's a lot of stuff to talk about. A lot of stuff that I'm very excited for, very interested in seeing where it goes. I'm only going to cover the stuff that I'm hyped for. So there's some stuff like Alan Wake that I saw that really didn't catch my interest. If you are interested in Alan Wake, Knights of the Old Republic, stuff like that, then more power to you. I'm not really into those kind of things. Although I did play Control, and apparently Alan Wake and Control are connected in some way. I don't know. But I'm mainly going to talk about the Marvel stuff and God of War. There was a game, Project Eve, that looks basically like even more anime, waifu, Devil May Cry. So that has my interest. We also have, I'm going to talk about the least hype stuff to the most hype stuff, and all of these are pretty hype, but there's some stuff that's like, yeah, we already knew this was coming out, and then there's some stuff that really has blown me away. And the first thing I'm going to talk about is Guardians. You guys know my opinion on Guardians. I think the game looks good. I don't like that Star-Lord is going to be the only playable character, although I've pretty much got the hair of Star-Lord in this game anyway, but I don't like that that's the direction. Hopefully the game's good, it gets a sequel, and they make every character playable in that. Hopefully there's different sections of the game where you will have to play as different members of the Guardians. That's best case scenario for how the game is now. How I wanted the game was to be able to switch on the fly, kind of like Marvel's Ultimate Alliance. But games seem to be going away from that format and going into pick the 4, pick the 3 that you can play as, and go out like Avengers, like what Midnight Suns is going to be. But Guardians is just Star-Lord. That's the only character that you're going to play as and have fun. It looks fun, but it's just, I wanted to be able to play as all of the Guardians in this Guardians game, you know? But fingers crossed it's good, and fingers crossed it gets a sequel where all of the characters are playable. Next is Marvel's Spider-Man 2. I loved the first Spider-Man. I still need to play Miles Morales. Still need to play it. I'm thinking of getting the remaster on PS5 once I get a PS5, because they're impossible to get. The remaster of 1 and Miles Morales on the PS5, and then I'm going to marathon them on Twitch before Spider-Man 2 comes out, and then I'm going to go through all 3 games together on Twitch, marathon them. So that'll be in about a year and a half that I actually play Miles Morales for the first time. So hopefully I managed to avoid spoilers. I've managed to avoid spoilers so far, so hopefully I managed to avoid spoilers for another year and a half. But really excited about this. We hear what I can only imagine is Craven talking about how he's been looking for a challenge, for an equal, but he's only found disappointment. And then at the end, so we get some cool shots of Miles and Spider-Man fighting some random goons, which look like Craven's thugs and goons. we hear Kraven talking in the background, and then we get the Venom showcase. And if we're going off of how the last game ended, Venom is Harry Osborn in this, which I don't mind. I prefer it to be Eddie Brock. I prefer it to be Flash Thompson. But if they go with the anti-hero route for Venom, I hope that halfway through the game we fight Venom, and then Venom becomes playable for like the rest of it. But at the end of the day, this is Spider-Man 2. We're already having two Spider-Man characters be playable, Miles and Peter. Does adding Venom to that mix make it feel less like a Spider-Man game and make it feel like there's too much going on? I don't know. It depends how long the game is, and it depends how different they make each character, because obviously Miles and Peter are going to feel very different because they already feel different from their own respective games. So having Venom in the mix as well, that's a completely different gameplay style as well. So hopefully that balancing act, I don't even know if Venom's going to be a playable character yet, but it looks like he might be going the more anti-hero, not quite fully evil route, especially with it being Harry in this game. And also, is Green Goblin in this? Is Green Goblin in this? Because you would think if he is, he'd be the big bad. He'd be the main villain. But no, it looks like Kraven's the main villain, which, who saw that one coming? Like, are we going to redo Kraven's Last Hunt in a video game? Because if so, that would be friggin' awesome. But also, Miles isn't in that story, so are you going to do Kraven's Last Hunt but Miles is around? If so, that completely negates the whole story, but who cares, really, who cares? Next, we have God of War Ragnarok. I was going to put this at the top, but there was another game that came that was showed off that has me even more hyped than this, and this is a sequel to my favourite game of all time. I loved the first God of War. This looks like more of the same, but we've got Thor, who in the trailer I thought that was Josh Brolin. I thought that was Josh Brolin playing him, but it's not. It's Ryan North or whatever his name is. I didn't Google voice actors before this, so I don't know who's voicing him. It just sounded like Josh Brolin. It sounded like Thanos. But it's Thor, and I am so hype for this game. I just want to play it. I just really want to play it. Like, just everything about this world, this universe, like, I am so invested off of the back of the last game. I just want to see what happens next. I want to see so much more of what God of War has to offer, and it's so good. So yeah, I'm really excited for that, and Tyr's gonna be in it, and Tyr looks fucking huge. But yeah, I'm so excited for it. And then we have what got me the most excited, Wolverine. Marvel's Wolverine, being made by Insomniac. Same people who are doing Spider-Man. I'm so excited for this because it was confirmed that it's like in the same canon universe as Marvel's Spider-Man, which freaking what the possibilities are endless. The possibilities are absolutely endless with that, and I'm so excited for what that might bring. And you know, Wolverine opens the door to X-Men, opens the door to Deadpool, opens the door to so many things. Like, I'm just so excited for this. Like, what? They're making Spider-Man, they're making Wolverine, what's next? Daredevil? If there is a Daredevil game announced at any point, I'm going to run out in the street, start bullet naked, and shout at the top of my lungs. I honestly, if that ever becomes a reality, I would be so hype about it. But yeah, I'm interested. I'm intrigued. I'm hype. As a PlayStation player, Sony All Access, you know, it's like Christmas. It's like an early Christmas for me. It's like all the parts of E3. It's like all of the good parts of E3. Because everything else from E3 just usually sucks. It's usually just, what's the next Call of Duty thing? What's the next expansion for Apex Legends? Like, who cares? But this is everything that I'm interested in, and it's on the console that I have. And, like, every game that I'm into, I don't think there's any Xbox exclusives that I would buy the console for. There aren't any Xbox exclusives that I'm actually as interested in as, like, God of War, Spider-Man, Wolverine, Project Eve. Project Eve looks great. Honestly, it's a game that came out of nowhere, and everything just chef's kiss. I am so excited to be a PlayStation player going forward into the next generation. I just want to get my hands on a PS5. God, make them, someone please just make them more available for, like, more affordable of a price. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.